Darnold looks, fires inside, ball is caught, touchdown, Seahawks!
Second with an RBI double, and the Mariners have the lead.
2 sports, 2 teams, 1 podcast. Welcome to the 12th Inning Podcast. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode 9 of the 12th Inning Podcast. My name is Rich. I'm joined here by my buddy Mitch, and we got our hands full with today's episode. Not because there's a lot to talk about, but because there's damn near nothing to talk about. Seahawks were on their bye week this week. The Mariners, of course, are still enjoying the offseason, and not a lot is really going to happen on the Mariners front until the World Series is over. That's when a lot of the free agent talks seem to start and things like that. So, but we are still working to bring you an episode. We're going to discuss some injury stuff with the Seahawks, and then a look ahead at their Washington Commanders game this Sunday. And we will cover a couple things that have happened within the Mariners this week, along with our power rankings and stuff as usual for the football side of things. So if that sounds good to you guys, let's hop right into it. And Mitch, how did you enjoy your bye week?
I was bored. I did find a way to entertain myself. I played MLB. I'm playing franchise mode as the Mariners, get revenge on some of these teams.
I was watching some Kraken hockey this weekend, which was pretty nice. Watched a win, and then I think yesterday they lost in overtime, but still earned a point, so they're still good in the standings. I don't know, hockey's kind of fun, so tides me over until the Mariners come back. But
fair enough.
Yeah, so like we said, Seahawks were on their bye week last week, and good lord, did they need it. They needed the day off, the week off. Hoping that a lot of these guys got their rest that they needed, and some extra time to practice, tighten up some things. Hopefully Anthony Bradford practiced how to not allow 100 fucking sacks a game. But yeah, so unfortunately, though, coming out of the off week, we do have a couple of bits of news. One thing for the Seahawks and a couple other things that are just kind of relevant. Julian Love was announced today to have a setback to returning from his hamstring injury. He has been out with that hamstring injury since week 4, last played against the Cardinals. So he was looking good, looking on track. I can't remember if they had said he was going to come back this week, but he was looking good, looking on track, and Mike McDonald in a press conference today did say that there was a setback and they might be looking at having to put him on the IR, unfortunately. So fingers crossed it doesn't happen and it's not as bad as we think, but things don't look great. All things considered. Now, we don't have a actual injury report for the Seahawks this week, unfortunately, for this episode. So not entirely able to comment on who's coming back and who's not. One thing I can say that I did see throughout the week, Robbie Oots will be coming back this week, which will be great. Hopefully that can do some good for the Seahawks running game, which has been less than stellar these last few weeks, really missing Robbie Oots and his blocking ability. So hoping that he can come back and just, take it step for step. But yeah, as far as other things just kind of around the league, for the Washington Commanders, good lord. I was looking at their injury report, and half the team is on their injury report. Jaden Daniels, he didn't play last week, but it looks like he will be starting this week. Terry McLaurin looks like he's going to be out this week. Zach Ertz was injured. Just a ton of injuries surrounding the Washington Commanders, which will make this game really interesting. And then just one other thing that we kind of wanted to highlight as far as around the league. Tyler Lockett, who, if you didn't know, did get released by the Tennessee Titans per his request. He wanted to leave. He is going to be signing with the Las Vegas Raiders, rejoining Pete Carroll and rejoining Geno Smith, which honestly I think is kind of the thing I expected. I think the 3 things I saw most likely were Tyler Lockett retiring, and with that, maybe coming back as a Seahawk to retire as a Seahawk, or Tyler Lockett coming back as a Seahawk, or Tyler Lockett going to the Raiders. I didn't really see him going anywhere else. I think I mentioned the Giants last week as well.
Yeah,
that would have been interesting.
Mentioned the Giants as that would have been cool if you went there, but didn't really see it as happening, but would have been cool.
Yeah.
But it makes sense that he went to the Raiders. If he wasn't planning on retiring, it makes sense if he wants to finish out this season to play for the Raiders.
And finish out this. I won't lie. I do hope that he's able to do something with that team and is able to help them out. And because yes, I'm glad that Geno isn't the quarterback of the Seahawks anymore, but I don't hate the guy. I don't have a problem with him. Like, I don't want him to fall flat on his face. Like, not this bad anyway. What'd you say?
Benched.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, of course, I love Pete Carroll. A lot of people have been calling for his job, and I'm like, y'all, this is Pete Carroll. Give him a chance. So, I don't know. Tyler Lockett going to the Raiders, I hope that he can get something done and get some production both for his sake, and I like the guys on the Raiders, So, one other thing around the league. Yes, we are a Seahawks podcast, but I just need to pour one out for my guy, Cam Scadaboo, the one guy in the NFL that I was enjoying watching aside from the Seahawks, and the injury demon took him away from us. His ankle was bent 3 ways to Sunday, and he's I don't think they've announced anything necessarily, but he is out for the season, which is that's just a fucking heartbreaker. I'm not even gonna lie, that just hurt to see. So pour one out for Cam Scadaboo. He's it sucks. It sucks to see like someone who was so exciting. Him and Jackson Dart on those Giants was really, really fun to watch. And so now, like, to the point, I think I texted Mitch at one point because I was watching the Giants game because it was like Thursday Night Football, and I was like, dude, I think I might have a new second favorite team, and I think it might be the fucking Giants because Cam Scadaboo and Jackson Dart are just such a good vibe and so much fun. So really, really sucked to see Cam go down. But yeah. Enough of the around the league stuff. Seahawks. Talk of Seahawks. Mitch, how do you feel about Julian Love likely having a setback?
That sucks. It does. It's pretty much all I got on that is it does suck. I mean, luckily it looks like the backups are finally figuring it out though. As much as I do want those starters in there, at least like I said, the backups are starting to figure it out, and so hopefully it won't be too bad without him in there. I do think this upcoming game against the Commanders without him still will be a little iffy because they lost 28-7 to the Chiefs, but I mean it's the Chiefs. As much as I hate the Chiefs, they are unfortunately a good team. And
they're getting a lot of their guys back and everything too, so they're going to be closer to full power than they were earlier this season.
Now, granted, if the Commanders' injury report stays the way that it is, I probably won't be too worried about the game, considering then it looks like we're only really going to have to worry about Mariota and Mariota, both passing and running on us, apparently. I mean, granted, he didn't get a lot of rush yards, but the fact that he had the most rush yards for the team at only 28 yards and 8 carries. Okay, come on, Seahawks. Again, it's another quarterback we got to keep contained. Because while that's not a lot of yards, he still can clearly run on you if need be. And then he is a scary passer, too, if he has people that he can throw to.
Yeah, I mean, he's not as good as he once was, 100%,
but he can
still,
be as good as... How does that song go? Not as good as I once was, but I can be good once as I ever was.
Yeah.
That's Marcus Mariota right there.
He absolutely can turn it on and have a good performance. So you definitely can't just sleep on this offense, even if it comes to light that, like, oh, yeah, it looks like they're not going to have, as many of their starters and things. Like, again, it's the NFL. Even if you're playing the Jets, you could be the Bengals, and you're like, oh, we're playing the Jets. This will be easy. And then you fucking lose to the only winless team in the league. You can't count out any team. It's the NFL. It's any given Sunday. You never know what's going to happen. So, definitely can't count out these Commanders 100%. I do think it's going to be a fun game. I like the Commanders. I think they're a fun team. They're a young group. Jaden Daniels, he led the Commanders to an NFC championship in his rookie year. That's pretty damn cool. He's a fun guy to watch, especially Terry McLaurin. Zach Ertz has been awesome. The connection between him and Jaden Daniels has been fun to watch. So, I do think this is going to be a fun game. And we will actually move on into our preview of the Washington Commanders versus the Seattle Seahawks. We won't be doing any stars this week because, well, there were no stars. They were all sleeping. So, looking at this Commanders game, like we talked about, yes, a lot of people would just chalk this up as like, yeah, that's going to be an easy game. That it's the Commanders. They're what, 4 and something?
3 and 5,
I think. 3 and 5. Thank you. Like, it's like, what if? Don't put yourself into that false sense of hope.
Now I will say,
No game is easy.
No game is easy. But I will say, what is going in favor of the Seahawks, especially going into this game, is like the main thing actually is it's a superstitious thing. But the Seahawks will be on the road. They could potentially win their 10th game on the road in a row and keep that active streak being the longest active road win streak. So
that would be cool.
I will say, like, they're going on the road, and they shockingly are a good road team. This year.
They've been really, really solid on the road, 100%.
I mean, 9 games in a row. Let's make it 10.
Let's make it 10. Let's go, baby. That's exactly what I was going to say. So just want to pull up some comparisons between between the Commanders and the Seahawks, just kind of looking at some of the head-to-head for this year. So looking at points per game, the Seahawks are 11th in the league with 27.6. The Commanders are 13th with 23.4. So we do lead them in that regard. Same thing with passing yards per game. We're 12th in the league. The Commanders are 16th, which makes sense. Sam Darnold has been great. The Commanders have had to kind of play with some of their backups, so they're not going to focus as heavy, I think, on passing. I think they've been trying to lean on the run game, but unfortunately that isn't exactly how things have worked out. Now looking at rushing yards per game, so like I said, the Commanders were leaning on the running game. This is where there's a huge disparity, and it goes in the way of the Commanders. The Commanders are 4th in the league in rushing yards per game with 137.8 per game. The Seahawks are 24th in the league for rushing yards per game with 106.1. Also, just a timeout here. I'm sorry about this glow that's happening behind me. We're recording during the day, which normally doesn't happen, so you get to see me just bathed in golden light. Anyway, so looking at, with the rushing yards, that's a huge disparity. The Seahawks are really going to need to game plan around stopping the run, which is going to be tough because you're also going to need to game plan around, Jaden Daniels is coming back, which is the joy of being an NFL team. You got to prepare for a lot of different things. Now, looking at the sack totals for the year, the Seahawks are 7th in the league with 23. The Commanders are right behind them at 11th in the league with 22. The Seahawks do have more interceptions on the year with 8, whereas the Commanders only have 4, putting them at 6th and 24th in the league, respectively. So, pretty Seahawks heavy favored head-to-head, but again, that rushing defense, they can kill you. Like that, or that rushing attack, I should say, from the Commanders. They can absolutely get you on that. So really, really important that you don't just write this team off because they're 3-5. You don't just write this team off because you look good. Don't screw around. Like, don't mess around with this. It's not worth it. You're gonna throw yourself into a bad situation. Sorry, I was getting distracted because it looks like the injury report actually did just update for the Seahawks. So we're gonna go over that real quick, right as we're recording. Or actually, before I do that, Mitch, do you have any thoughts on the head-to-head numbers I just gave you?
No, pretty much what I already said is got to keep Marcus Mariota contained because he can also run on you. And their rushing is pretty good because that's where they do lean since they don't really have their star wide receivers. But Marcus Mariota can still make backups look real good in passing as well if you don't keep him contained in that aspect. If you don't keep him contained as far as running, he's going to rush on you. You don't keep him contained in passing, he's going to dot you the fuck up. So
100%.
Just got to keep Marcus Mariota contained because while he is not rookie Marcus Mariota, he is still a very good quarterback.
100%. Anyway, so looking at the injury report, Julian Love and Derek Young were non-participants. IR is consideration for both of them, unfortunately, per Mike McDonald. Eric Saubert also did not practice, but doesn't look like a IR stint is really on the table for that as of yet. Devin Witherspoon, Robbie Oots, and Devin Witherspoon and Robbie Oots were both full participants, which is great to see. Derek Hall was limited. Now, a couple other guys I just want to highlight that were on this. Sam Darnold was on the injury report, but he was a full participant just with something with his chest. But he was full participant, so I don't expect anything huge there. Same thing, Christian Haynes, Cooper Kupp, they were on the injury report, but just full participants, probably just something irking them. DeMarcus Lawrence was limited participation, like I mentioned, but that's just more for resting. He wasn't actually injured. Why did I say it that way? And then so again, Robbie Oots, he was full participation. Jaron Reed, he was limited participation with something going on with his wrist. Leonard Williams was limited participation, but again, more for a resting thing. And then Devin Witherspoon, full participation, and Derek Young did not participate. So honestly, the only thing that has me a little concerned that hasn't really been mentioned here was Derek Hall. He was only limited participation. I'd like to see that be a little bit more as the week goes on, but we'll keep an eye out for that and keep an eye out on our TikTok. I will try and get y'all updates when we get them as far as the injury report is concerned. Nothing super crazy. Nothing that I the only thing that's really kind of sucks is the Julian Love thing. Would love to see him be able to come back this week, but it does look like Mike McDonald did say that Robbie Oots does look good, not 100%, but good to come back this week. So that would be huge for the Seahawks.
Time to move on to the power rankings.
It's pretty. It's a weird episode. Okay, it's like there's not, like I said, our hands are full with a lot of nothing right now.
I will say for the power rankings, at least the Seahawks bye week did come at a perfect time for this as far as our podcast goes, just because this was the week that I was planning on going over where the NFC West lines up in the power rankings well, because we're at about the mid part of the season now, and then we'll do it again at the end of the season, of course.
All right, and welcome back. We pulled up our schedules, our schedule predictions, I should say, from the very first episode of the 12th Inning Podcast, which is... Goodness, it's been a while now. Been 2 months? Something like that? I don't know. Anyway,
it was
let's
also
go through this.
Over on South Sound Mariners podcast, too. It wasn't even on this channel.
Maybe we should post those on these channels.
I will.
Anyway, let's move into looking at our predictions beginning this year. I think was this post or preseason?
This was post preseason. This was...
Right.
We did this during preseason week 4, technically.
Okay,
cool. No, we did it the week between the preseason and the regular season. That's when we started all of this.
So it's been a minute. Let's see how accurate we were. Week 1 versus the 49ers, I had us winning that game, and we did end up losing. Mitch, what did you
I also
have?
had us winning. Unfortunately, we lost.
Yeah, so week 2, Mitch.
Week 2 and 3, honestly, we both were right. We both said win on both those games, and we did.
Yes.
I will say also week 4. We both said we would lose. That would be our first loss of the season. Ended up being closer than it should have been, but we still won that.
Because if you don't remember, going into the season, Mitchell and I, we were both thinking that the Cardinals were going to be the ones that we were going to have to worry about in the NFC West. And boy, were we wrong.
Yeah. Turns out it's the 49ers and somewhat the Rams.
I would say the Rams more than the 49ers at this point.
I don't know. They go back and forth. They're both battling for second, hopefully.
Hopefully that's how it should be. I had us winning the Bucks.
Yeah,
we did not.
Yeah, same.
But something to say here, though, for both the 49ers and the Buccaneers, we were one misstep away from winning those games. So, was I really that wrong?
We lost to the 49ers by 4, and we lost to the Buccaneers by 3. That's it.
Exactly. Close games.
So, and both losses were on freak plays. First game, freak fumble.
Yeah.
That was a freak fumble. Second game, an interception that shouldn't have happened, but a freak play again off the helmet. That's crazy.
Yep.
So, I don't think we were all that wrong. We should have won those games. But we
100%.
We didn't, and shit happens.
It is what it is. Okay, so then I had us winning the Jaguars game.
Yep. I had us winning the Jaguars game. We were both right on that one.
Which we did. Now, I had us losing the Texans game, actually.
And thank God you were wrong.
I thought, yeah. I thought the Texans were going to be a lot better than they were. Here we are.
I did have us winning that one, so.
Yeah. Now, this... I said right before we started recording that, good Lord, I hope that I'm wrong with this upcoming week, because I predicted us to lose against the Commanders. I don't agree with that anymore, honestly.
I have us winning that game, so.
Yeah, I think me now, having watched 9 weeks of football, I think we're going to win that one, but we'll see. You never know, I guess.
So, moving forward, as far as the rest of the schedule goes, the Commanders, you had us losing, I had us winning, and then I had us winning against the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm. I have that as well, and I still think that'll happen.
And then you have us winning against the Rams, and I unfortunately had us losing. I'm going to
switch my answer on that.
I was going to say, at this point, as much as I hope it doesn't happen, because that is a road game, and I would like us, if we win against the Commanders, to keep that road streak alive. So I hope I'm wrong. I hope, since you're changing your answer on that as well, I hope we're both wrong on it. But unfortunately, I do think it might be a loss. I'm hoping it's a win, but if it does end up being a win, I do think it's going to be a heart attack game.
Yeah, that one is going to be one hell of a game. Division games always are, but that one, that's going to be crazy. I will say the week after that, we got a pretty easy one on our hands with the Titans, which I'm not going to change my answer. I have us winning that one. I still think that'll be the case.
I have us winning against the Titans and the Vikings. You have us winning against the Vikings. I'm sticking with both of those games are going to be wins.
Yep. Same thing with, honestly, the one after that.
Falcons.
I think we're going to win against the Falcons.
Yep, same. I have us winning against the Falcons, and I do think that's also going to be a win. The game after that, though, is the Colts, and I did not see the Colts doing this well. What is happening?
Who thought Indiana Jones was going to be Indiana Jones this year? I sure as shit did.
Now, we both have them winning against the Colts. I am sticking to, I believe they will win this game. When we talked about this, the first episode, I said, that's an easy win. We got this. I don't think that anymore, but I do think we can win the game. I just think, I'm honestly going to say, we're going to win this game, but it's going to be in overtime. And it's going to be off a Jason Myers kick to win the game.
Okay. I would say that, honestly, I think the Colts game is going to be our hardest game for the rest of the year. No disrespect to the Rams. I think they're probably, second hardest in my opinion, but I think that Colts game is going to be the hardest game for us of the year. I do have us winning. I do still think we will, but...
Yeah, I do. Like I said, I think we're going to win in overtime off the Jason Myers kick. I think he's going to win us that game. He's been amazing.
He's been great. He's been great. A few misses here and there, but who doesn't miss?
Yeah. Even Mason Crosby missed kicks, and he's one of the greatest field goal kickers ever.
Exactly. And then, so I have the Seahawks winning the rest of the year, winning out against the Rams, Panthers, and 49ers.
So do I.
And aside from the Rams, I mean, yes, the Niners is going to be a hard-fought game, too. Yes, the Niners are injured, but they're still good. Mac Jones has still looked really solid even when he has to play for Purdy. They're not going to be sleepers, and I don't think any of these games are going to be easy. Again, like we just said, it's the NFL. You never know. But I do still have us winning out. I do still think that there is entirely a world where... Oh God, this is gonna get clipped if I end up being wrong. There's entirely a world where the Seahawks win out for the rest of the year. Do I think that's gonna happen? No. I think one of these things that we're saying is going to be a win is gonna flip. I think it's unrealistic to expect the Seahawks to go on just this tear for the rest of the year and be undefeated. It's possible.
We both have them losing one. Our corrected schedules now. We both have changed to them losing one game for the rest of the season, and that's when they go on the road to the Rams.
Yeah, I mean, I 14-3, I think could win you the NFC West because it's so weird. You like, okay, Green Bay Packers, Packers, Eagles, Bucks, Hawks, Lions, Rams, Niners, and then you have Bears, Panthers, fucking Cowboys, Falcons. Like the NFC has gotten completely shaken up. Where I mean, New Orleans and the Giants and the Cardinals being your bottom 3 teams is not surprising, but then like it's very close knit. It's very tightly packed this year. Same thing on the AFC, honestly. It's pretty tightly packed. But anyway, yeah. So I don't know. I think 14-3 does get you first place in the NFC and gets you a first round bye. I'm just gonna stamp it right there. If this team actually goes 14-3 to end the year, like I'm predicting, I think that also comes with a first round bye.
That's fair. I agree. I think 14-3. If 14-3 doesn't at least get you that first round bye, you're definitely the second seed.
Yeah. We're both saying we're saying the Seahawks are going to go 14-3 and get the first round bye. Stamp it. We know ball.
All right. So Yahoo Sports Power Rankings by Frank Schwab. Richard, who do you think is in the top 5? Before you start, I'm going to give you a hint.
Okay.
It did not change from last week.
I didn't watch last episode. Fuck. Okay. God.
Well, come on. You know who the number 1 team is then. Who he has at number 1, at least. If it didn't change from last week, remember, it pissed you off.
Oh, it was the... No, who did he put as number 1? Because I remember the Chiefs thing pissed me off.
Yep.
But did he put them at number 1?
Well, who are your top 5?
Chiefs, Colts, Bills, Lions, Eagles.
Chiefs, Bills, Colts.
What? Chiefs.
Uh-huh.
Colts.
Uh-huh.
Bills.
Uh-huh.
Lions.
Uh-huh.
Eagles.
Well, you're right on the Chiefs part, by the way. That is what pissed you off last week, was that the Chiefs were put at number 1 because they had moved up from number 8 to 1 after beating the Raiders.
And they're not even close to the best record in the AFC. They're 5-3. They're the same record. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, well, they are still at number 1. Now, granted, you had all the teams correct who are in the top 5. You just had them in the wrong order, other than the Chiefs.
I'll take it.
Because then you said number 2 was the Colts.
Yeah.
It's the Lions. And you said number 3, I believe, was the Lions, right?
Actually, the Lions is bullshit because they have a... Okay, anyway, yeah.
But you said the Lions were number 3?
Yes.
Well, it's the Colts. You had those two switched. And then same thing, actually, with the Bills and Eagles. You said Bills were 4th, Eagles were 5th. That's flipped. That's about it. As far as for the Chiefs being at number 1, per usual, I'll read what he had to say about that real quick. He said, the Chiefs ran the ball pretty well in the second half Monday, which is one of the few missing pieces for them this season. They rushed for 148 yards on 4.9 yards per carry. If that is a sign of an awakening, the Chiefs can get even tougher to beat.
My dangly's hit my microphone. Okay. Let me tell you, all of the teams that are ahead of the Chiefs, in just the AFC alone, not even factoring in the NFC. The Indianapolis Colts are 7-1. The New England Patriots are 6-2. The Denver Broncos are 6-2. The Pittsburgh Steelers, they're 4-3. How are you? That makes no sense. Okay. Anyway, the Buffalo Bills are 5-2. The Chargers are 5-3, as well as the Chiefs. I think the Steelers are just put here in the wrong spot. The Chiefs should not be at number 1. The Lions. I'm still very upset about that. Okay, so we do bottom 3 next?
Yep, so that's the top 5. Bottom 3. Who do you think they are? And I will give you another hint. It did change, actually. A little bit.
Yeah, because the Jets and the Dolphins won. I think the Saints got whooped.
It didn't change much, but it did change a little bit.
Fuck. Okay. Titans are 32.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Yeah, Titans are 32. We'll say Saints and Jets.
Saints are 31, Jets are 30th.
Yes.
Man, almost. You got 32 correct. It is the Titans. Jets moved up to 31. Saints moved down to 30.
Okay.
So you did have all three right. Once again, just 31 30 were flipped.
I do that a lot.
But yeah, 32, the Titans moved down from 31. Jets moved up from 32 to 31. Saints moved from 29 to 30th. And then, real quick, the Dolphins did move up to 29th from 30th. So Saints and Dolphins flipped, and then Jets and Titans flipped.
Cool.
What he had to say about the Titans, why they're at 32. Titans have been outgained in every game this season. Their one win was a ridiculous fluke. The offense is the worst in the NFL, and the defense is bottom 5 or 6. Every loss has been by 8 or more points. They're very lucky they got that one win because there might not be another.
Yeah. Who do they beat? I forget.
They won against the Cardinals, 22-21.
That's fucking hilarious.
That is who they had
All
their
right,
one win against. And it was 22-21.
Incredible.
They beat them by 1 point.
I love that.
So he's not wrong. It was a ridiculous fluke. All right, and then this week, since it was a bye week and also it's about halfway through the season, we're going to look at all of the NFC West. So where are the Cardinals, the 49ers, Rams, and the Seahawks on Yahoo Sports Power Rankings by Frank Schwab.
Okay. I think the Cardinals are going to be 22nd. The 49ers are going to be 15th. The Rams are going to be 10, and the Seahawks are going to be 8. I'm not expecting to get any of these right.
Well, sir, you're 50-50.
I'll take it.
So
all right, I'll
go from the top team to the bottom team on where they're at, and then I'll talk about each one real quick.
Cool.
So the top team is actually the Seahawks. They are at 8th. They didn't move.
Yep.
They didn't move. They were on a bye week, and Frank Schwab didn't kill them.
Thank you. Good
and then you actually got the Rams exactly correct, too. They're 10th. They moved up from 11th to 10th.
Hell yeah.
And then you weren't too far off on the 49ers. You said 15th. They're actually 13th. They moved down from 12th to 13th, so they did move down.
Sure.
But they're not 15th. And then Cardinals. Where the hell are the Cardinals? There they are. Cardinals, you said what? 25th?
22nd.
22nd. So the Cardinals were the ones you were the furthest off. They're 26. They did move up from 27th to 26th, but yeah. So they were the furthest you were wrong on. 49ers you were off by 2, and then Cardinals off by 4. So not too bad.
Yeah.
And then we'll start with the Cardinals since that's the one I'm at now. He had this to say. Kyler Murray should return this week, and he would get to face a bad Cowboys defense. If Murray can't have a nice day against that defense, the Cardinals will have to consider what to do at quarterback going forward. They simply look better with Jacoby Brissett.
Ooh, Brissett, by the way. But,
whatever.
Yeah. I didn't know that Murray was out last week. That's rough. Yikes. Yeah, this does feel like a make it or break it year for Kyler Murray. He's had just too many years of opportunity and not anything happening.
Yeah. And then the 49ers. The 49ers looked great on defense against the Falcons in Week 7, but now that seems to say more about the Falcons. San Francisco had no chance against the Texans' offense with no Nico Collins and a terrible offensive line. It's going to be hard to overcome that defense the rest of the season.
Yeah, that's fair.
And Rams. Puka Nacua is slated to return this week. Before he hurt his ankle, he was an NFL Offensive Player of the Year favorite. Though Jonathan Taylor has taken the lead in that race, Nacua can still win the award if he resumes his pace from before the injury.
Yeah, so we're just forgetting that Jackson Smith-Njigba is leading the league in yards. Okay.
And then what he had to say about the Seahawks, considering they were on a bye week. He said, the Seahawks' first game back from the bye will be a big national spotlight on Sunday night at the Commanders. If the Seahawks can win that game, they might start to get some more hype, which they have earned. This is a good team.
Thank you. Thank
And that's
you.
all we
Just
got.
figure your shit out with the Chiefs. Jesus. Oh my God. Oh, well, that's all well and good. I'll take that. I'm okay. I'm okay with where we're at. Where are the Commanders? Yeah.
Where do you think the Commanders are? After losing to the Chiefs.
The Niners were where?
Niners were 13th.
I'll say 16th.
Unfortunately not. They were the same from last week. They're 20th. They were 20th last week. They're 20th again this week. He said, "We're seeing how much a healthy Jaden Daniels means to the Commanders. He covers up a lot of flaws. The Commanders aren't doing anything particularly well, and they struggle across the board against the Chiefs. Even when Daniels returns, this doesn't look anything like a playoff team."
Yeah. Okay.
And that's all.
All right. Hey, I'm okay with most of those rankings, except for the Chiefs. I'm okay with most of those rankings. And yeah, I mean, closing thoughts on this Seahawks portion. I think the Seahawks game is going to be a good one. I think it's going to be a fun one. I think we should be able to get the win, and like Schwab said, prove ourselves with a national spotlight. Excuse me. Yeah, I think it's going to be a fun week in Seahawks football, and I'm just excited to watch football again. Last week was so boring.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, so, all right, let's switch gears real quick. This part will be fairly quick, I won't lie. We're going to switch gears into the Mariners portion of today's episode. I really only have a couple things that I want to bring up on the Mariners side of things. First things first, Cal Raleigh. He has won 2 awards. They were player-voted awards as the 2025 Player Choice Awards Player of the Year and the AL Outstanding Player. So, again, that is voted by his peers. So he beat out Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge, things like that. Now, why am I bringing that up? One, that's just cool. Seeing him get accolades from his peers, that's really, really cool. The other thing is, hey, the players are saying that he's the player of the year. They're saying he's this outstanding player in the American League. Hey, sports writers, I hope you put Cal Raleigh on your fucking ballots for the MVP. If he doesn't get MVP, I'm going to riot. But at least he comes away with some hardware. He's also a finalist, I believe, for the Silver Slugger, along with Jorge Polanco and Julio Rodriguez. So that will be cool to see if any of those get that. They deserve it. Julio Rodriguez is also on the ballot for Gold Glove, which he's surprisingly never won despite his incredible defense in his entire career. Speaking of Cal Raleigh, something I want to discuss. Mariners Twitter was freaking out a little bit yesterday because Cal Raleigh posted his end of the year Instagram post and everything like that. And Josh Naylor posted a response to it that people are, I think, reading a little too into. Josh Naylor, first off, in case we haven't discussed this, needs to be the number one priority, and I think he is. The Mariners front office has said that Josh Naylor is 100% the priority for the front office. And it sounds like he wants to come back. He has shown an interest. Both sides have shown an interest. A lot of people are reading into this comment saying that, oh, we're cooked, Josh Naylor's not coming back. Guys, it's an Instagram comment. I'm going to read it to you. Mitch, I want your thoughts, and if you guys have any thoughts, let us know. But the comment reads as follows, in Cal Raleigh's post. Josh Naylor says, "My neck still hurts, but it was worth it all. See you around, my friend. We'll always be rooting for you. Godspeed." Okay, and a lot of people are like, "Oh my God, he's saying, I will always be rooting for you. See you around. Oh God, oh God, oh God." Guys, Josh Naylor is not going to announce his off-season plans and his off-season intentions in an Instagram comment. I don't think this means a whole lot. I think this is someone saying thank you to a friend who he may not come back to. That's the way baseball works. You're not guaranteed to go back to a team unless you're in a 6-year contract with no trade clause. That's the way baseball works. You're not going to say, see you next year, can't wait to play with you next year, because you don't know. He's a free agent. Calm down, is all I have to say.
And also, just to kind of jump on that real quick, as far as people freaking out over it, I don't think it would happen, but Josh Naylor can't say can't wait to play with you next year. One, not knowing where he's going to be. Like, yes, let's hope that he is. And everyone seems to hope that he is, including himself. But while I don't think it would happen, there's also no guarantee that Cal is on the team next year. Like,
yeah,
like,
I don't know if he had a trade clause or anything.
Like, yeah, I can't say for sure. Like you said, it's baseball. It's sports. It is a business. That is also why don't freak out over that. It's just nothing's guaranteed in sports. You don't know where you're going to be next season unless you have a trade clause.
Exactly. I think a lot of the reaction is Mariners trauma. We are all traumatized as a Mariners fan. Okay. It's breathe, calm down. It's okay. It's a fucking Instagram comment. Don't read into Instagram comments. All right. It's fine. Whatever. Yeah, that's about all that happened on the Mariners side of things. But I did want to, real quick, the Mariners' biggest need this offseason is right field. I mean, look, I love Victor Robles. I love him. He's a great energy guy. And I'll give him a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. He was injured for 90% of the season. But he did not show up in the postseason. He was not good at the end of the season. Okay, yes, he was probably warming up. I get it. That's fine. However, I don't think you can't at least make some attempt into replacing your right fielder. Canzone was good all season until it came down to the postseason. Luke Raley had a bad year. Leody Taveras, I mean, he's not even a Mariner anymore. Like, the Mariners need to upgrade right field. And I want to take a look at some players and just in general some other players in other positions that the Mariners might want to look at getting. I know Mitch over here has a list, and we're going to go over these guys real quick and just kind of see who is realistic, what it might take, and things of that nature. So, Mitch, go ahead and start throwing me some names.
Okay, so I do have 3 names, actually. 2 are right fielders, and 1 is just a name that I want to throw out there and more see, 1, if you know him, and 2, if you don't know him, or if you do, if you think he could even ever come to the Mariners. I'm going to be honest, the 2 right fielders I have, I don't think the Mariners would ever be able to pick up. Not saying they wouldn't try, but I don't think they would be able to, just because I was kind of looking at it while you were talking. And they're the number 4 and number 2 as far as the MLB is concerned in right fielders. First one, I think it would just be really fun to have if we could ever get him, would be Tatis Jr.
Yes, getting Fernando Tatis would be sick. I do not think in any way, shape, or form the Mariners would ever get Fernando Tatis. As fun as that would be to consider, I just think, because I don't think he's a free agent, so I think it would have to be a trade, and I don't think we have anything that the that the Padres are really going to be all that interested in getting. Like,
not for him, at least.
Yeah, but is our farm team worth Fernando Tatis? I don't know. He's a superstar. He's such a superstar that I can't see it. Yeah, he's as much as I would love.
He's so good, and like I said, I would love to have him on the team. And again, like I said, the 2 names that I'm going to throw out there, I don't think the Mariners would be able to, and it's not lack of trying to. I just don't think they would bother, because they don't have enough to get that, and what they would have to trade for Tatis. It would be too much and wouldn't be worth it. Like, nothing against him. It's just you have him for a few years, and then because he is getting up there. He's not super old or anything, but he is getting up there, and he's going to start to decline. So
and he's still going to want a big contract once his contract
he deserves it.
Absolutely.
So that would be the first name. And again, like I said, I didn't think it would, but I wanted to throw it out there just to see your reaction on it. He is, by the way, he is number 4. In the MLB, right, as far as the MLB is concerned, in right fielders. So that means the second name I'm throwing out to you is technically considered the number 2, because of course Aaron Judge is considered the number 1 right fielder right now. And I like Aaron Judge. I don't really care to see him on, because he's not, in my opinion, he's good. He's not as amazing as he used to be.
Yeah,
he
and he's a Yankee
he is
for
starting
life.
to.
He's never moving.
Which is fine. I don't really want to trade anything with the Yankees anyway. Fuck the Yankees. um,
Fuck the Yankees.
But the name, and you'll know this because we talked about him actually. Kyle Tucker.
Yeah.
God,
yeah,
I would love to see Kyle Tucker on the Mariners again. Even though he's the number 2, I actually could see the Mariners not needing to trade too much for him. He is a superstar. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But he's number 2, I actually could see him more. Not saying that he would, but I see him as more likely being able to get onto the Mariners, or the Mariners being able to make enough of a trade to get him over Tatis, just because I think Tatis is going to be with the Padres for the rest of his career.
Well, I don't think it would be a trade because I think Kyle Tucker, he has a player option, and I think that he did so well this year that everybody's expecting him to exercise that player option and get out of, I think he's at Boston right now.
Well, the Mariners, get on it.
Yeah, so if you ask Lyle, who is one of the hosts of the Marine Layer podcast, he will tell you that Kyle Tucker is damn near locked up as a Mariner. That is his number one.
I'll take it. I will take it.
Right, that's his number one off-season hope. I think aside from Josh Naylor. And look, there is a world, I think, in which Kyle Tucker is a Mariner. I do think that there is a world where that happens. However, is there a world where that happens and you get Josh Naylor? I don't know.
That is a lot of money.
I don't know. That's a lot of money. Even if even if we take aside the biases with Mariners ownership being kind of frugal and being kind of tightly, keeping their wallets tight to their chest, even if we take that out of it, that is a ton of money signing Josh Naylor and signing Kyle Tucker and completing arbitration deals for Randy Arozarena, Logan Gilbert, George Kirby, all of these things. There's a lot of money that's going to need to go around. Now, yes, Mitch Garver, I don't think is going to be a Mariner this year. Or Mitch Garver, his contract should be over, so he's going to be off the books. There have been talks about, hey, maybe you trade Luis Castillo, who still has, I think, $20 million left on his contract. You go dump that $20 million off on somebody else and free it off. Maybe. There have been talks. I don't really like this plan, but I do understand the financial benefits of it. People have talked about maybe you consider trading Andres Munoz, getting something back for him, offloading his contract. I get it. I hate that idea. But I do understand.
I get the Luis Castillo one, and that one I'd be somewhat okay with. It would suck, but I'd be okay with it. Yeah, I wouldn't be yes, finally we don't have no. I'd be upset because he is good.
He's the Rock.
And I like him on the team.
Yeah.
I would be way less upset though over him being traded than Munoz.
If Munoz got traded, I would need a day to recover. It would be almost as somber as an episode as the end of season episode.
I think if Munoz got traded, that would be for you as bad as it was when Tyler Lockett got traded.
Yeah, I would say so.
Just because he is your closer. He is.
Yeah, absolutely. He's Senior Smoke.
He comes in and it's over. Now, granted, yes, in the postseason, unfortunately, he couldn't get an out for whatever reason, but he's not the one that ruined that season.
It's baseball.
But anyway, we're not going back to that somber episode. Yeah. But yeah, so if Luis Castillo got traded, I'd be sad to see him go.
Yeah.
But if it was for the right reason, for the correct player and everything, I'd be like, okay, at least it makes sense.
Yeah.
But Munoz, I don't see... at least personally, I don't see any player or any reason where that would make enough sense to me to get rid of your, in my opinion, best player on the entire team.
No,
and that's counting,
not.
Julio and Cal and everybody who gets those hits for you. I truly believe Munoz is the best player on the entire team.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree. So I wanted to take a look real quick at the free agent market for right fielders and just kind of see if there's anybody else who might be flying under the radar. And there are a couple players who are free agents who I don't know. So Mike Yastrzemski, he had a 4.1 WAR season this year, so wouldn't be as expensive as Kyle Tucker. The problem is he's 35, so you'd probably only be getting him for like a year, maybe 2 if you wanted to push it. Ramon Laureano, he's got a club option, so he might end up not even really being a free agent. Max Kepler, he had a 1.6 WAR season, so he did okay. He's 33, so you could go with him if you needed like a backup, or not if you needed a backup, but you need a backup plan, I should say. The only other one, like Starling Marte, but he's 37. Like I don't know. There's also Lane Thomas. He's only 30. He had a .9 WAR, so he was okay. I don't know. It's tough. I think you're probably more. Something I see more likely happening is trading for someone who isn't a like positional right fielder, and trading for maybe a left fielder. Funny enough, Jesse Winker is available again. You might remember that name from a couple years ago. Cody Bellinger, center fielder on the Yankees, and I love Cody Bellinger. He just looks like he's stoned all the time. He is a free agent if he exercises his player option. Or if he doesn't exercise his player option, he will be a free agent this year. He posted a 7.0 WAR. He's only 30, so he could be a decent one. Move him over to right field. Same thing with Harrison Bader. He had a 4.4 WAR. Trent Grisham, 3.7 WAR, 29 years old. So like, there's some options, 100%, and some good bat options as well. Not just defensive. One other guy that was shown off to me, Brendan Donovan. So he's a second baseman, left fielder, and can also play third base as well. So if you don't bring back Geno and you still don't trust in Ben Williamson for whatever reason, he could kind of slide in there. He had a 2.7 WAR last year with 132 hits, had 10 home runs, and 287 batting average, so he's just solid all around. He is on the Cardinals right now. I don't think he's going to be a free agent. I do believe that... so he won't be a free agent until 2028. He's only signed for 1 year through 2025. He's in his arbitration years right now. So, the other fun thing, he's from Germany, which would be kind of cool. So he's someone you could trade for. I don't think he would be super expensive. I do think that the Mariners could afford to get him in trade. So he's left fielder. He could absolutely slot into that right field and be decent. He's been playing since he's been when was he called up? I think 2022. So he's an experienced player.
So 2 more things real quick. I am going to send you on Discord just Kyle Tucker's stats and a little bit of info on him. So once that goes, all right, go ahead and take a look at that.
For sure.
Those were his 2025 regular season and his postseason stats, because he did play for the Cubs and they did make it to the postseason. So
yeah, he did solid.
And then just a little bit of info on him too was kind of cool.
Yeah, he was an Astro.
He sure was, but he wasn't an Astro during the bullshit. Well, he was, but he was in the minor leagues.
And he got called up in 2018, so he was there for like the bullshit that wasn't the bad bullshit.
Yeah,
he
wasn't part of the cheating. Which is why when I was looking at it, I was like, yeah, he'd be okay, because while yes, he was in the minor leagues when the cheating happened, he had nothing to do with that, and then he got called up after, and he wasn't really part of any of that. So
I like Kyle Tucker. I would love to see him be a Mariner.
And then real quick, let me pull this up. The other name that I wanted to throw out for you. He's not a right fielder. I believe he is a relief pitcher now. He used to be a starting pitcher. He might still be a starting pitcher.
We do need some bullpen help.
But I believe he is mainly a relief pitcher that can also be put in that starting pitcher role if need be.
Sure.
His name is Drew Rasmussen.
Yes, I have. Isn't he on the Jays?
He is on the Rays. He's on the Tampa Bay Rays.
He's on the right. Yeah, he fucking.
He played he played for the Milwaukee Brewers in 2020. Well, technically, it was on the Milwaukee Brewers in 2020, and then he moved on to the Rays. in 2021.
Yeah, he carved us up because I think he actually did start against the Mariners during one of their games against the Rays, and he carved us up.
The Rays do have him as a starting pitcher right now, but his main role is a relief pitcher.
Yeah, he would thrive in T-Mobile Park. I would love to see him. I think that would be really, really cool. But yeah, he would thrive in T-Mobile Park.
Here are his stats from 2025.
So he has a 10-5 win-loss record with a 2.76 ERA on 31 games, starting all 31 of them, and 150 innings pitched, 127 strikeouts, and a 1.02 WHIP. So honestly, yeah, solid pitcher.
Which is crazy considering he did start a few games too, so he wasn't just relief pitcher.
Well, no, he started all 31 games that he played in 2025.
So the Rays have him as a starting pitcher, but his main role is a relief pitcher. Which is crazy.
He was awesome. I would absolutely be okay with the Mariners picking him up. I think there were some talks about it too. I don't know how concrete any of that is, but yeah, I would be thrilled to see the Mariners pick him up 100%.
And then I'm just gonna send you his info real quick because I think his info is really interesting.
Oh, what we got?
As far as Bourne.
Oh, is he a Washingtonian?
He's
from Puyallup. That's sick. Oh, that's cool. That's really, really cool.
He's almost exactly a year younger than me too.
Yeah, that's true.
He's literally 5 days off from being born exactly a year younger than me.
Yeah, no, that would be cool. Local guy being on the Mariners would be so
And he was drafted to the Brewers.
So something I wanted to go over real quick before I think we're going to wrap it up here soon. I just wanted to kind of go over just real quick the offseason report for the Mariners, and I think we'll go a little bit more in depth on this later. But so Jorge Polanco, I forgot to mention, he has a $6 million player option. So he could choose to stay with the Mariners, or he could choose to go get that bag. And frankly, if he does, I'm happy for him. I'm okay with that. I'd be sad, but I do love him. Andres Munoz has a $7 million club option. He has 3 more club options. So again, if the Mariners were to move him, that would free up $7 million. Mitch Garver has a $12 million mutual option, which I don't think the Mariners are going to exercise.
Real quick, Kyle Tucker does not have a player option, but he was only on a 1-year contract with the Cubs.
Okay.
So he is actually a free agent beginning in 2026.
Sure. Okay. All right.
Let's get him.
And then so we've got a lot of guys up for arbitration, some expensive guys. Randy, he had an $18.2 million arbitration. Logan Gilbert's arbitration went up this year to $10 million, so he would be kind of pricey. George Kirby's at 5.5 or 5.4, excuse me. So there's a few here, and we'll dive into that a little bit more, I think, next week. So the free agents that are completely off the the free agents for the Mariners. Eugenio Suarez, Josh Naylor, again, Jorge Polanco, and Mitch Garver could be free agents if those options aren't exercised. And Caleb Ferguson and Luke Jackson are also free agents. That's fine. I can get rid of those guys. I want, obviously, Josh Naylor back. I need Josh Naylor back. This is going to hurt me to say. I don't want the Mariners to sign Geno Suarez. If they do sign Geno, it needs to be on a cheap contract, and he needs to be the backup. I think it's time to go to Ben Williamson. And that really hurts to say because I love Geno, Mr. Good Vibes Only. But he just cannot perform in T-Mobile Park. And it sucks. It really sucks. Because he is a great player. He was a 50-plus home run player this year. But he cannot perform in T-Mobile Park. So I don't really think I want the Mariners to bring Geno back. Yeah, I think that is going to do it from us here at the 12th Inning Podcast. Honestly, a little bit of a longer episode than I was expecting us to record, but I think we kind of rambled, so we'll see how it looks when we trim it all down. But yeah, thank you guys again so much for listening. This has been episode 9. I have been Rich. This has been Mitch. And as we always ask, again, please, I hate to do the plugging, but if you can do all the podcasty things, liking, commenting, we really, really love the comments. socials, TikTok and Instagram. We've been trying to be a bit more active on that. So if any of that interests you, leave us a follow, hang along, whatever. We like building a community. We like having people to talk to. It's just we're doing this because we like talking ball. So, and who knows? Like I keep alluding to, maybe we'll just start talking puck. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, that is going to do it from us here at the 12th Inning Podcast. And yeah, as we always say, Trident's up. Go Mariners.
Go Hawks.